Well, Markee Dragon, also known as Marcus Eikenberry in real life, and let's see here. What I want to talk about today is something that was really interesting that came in via Facebook. It came in from Chris H. Not saying his last name because I don't know if he wants me to or not. But he says, how do you feel about the idea of aging as levels in an MMO instead of getting stronger, like going up in levels, by just killing stuff? And as time progresses, and you get your more magical gear, and you basically get better at your skills. Well, doesn't that sound like real life? And I think that's kind of cool because in real life, I can say that I am level 41. And so in life, when you start out at age 1 or whatever, you're very dependent on others. Now, that may not be the same way in a game because we need a certain level, or whatnot. So, you could say that it's more like being age 10 or whatever. You don't have very good tools. You may not know how to use them. You got to figure out the game. You got to, figure out all this stuff. And, but, with, with, doing it as we progress in age in the game, just think of that. Think of that. What if, the average lifespan in a game is, the normal person is about 18 months. And that's about how long they play. Now, very mature games and everything, like let's say World of Warcraft, how long has that been going on? Where's my calculator? So that's been going on since, 2005, and we're 2007, or 2012, and so that's 7 years. That's where I came up with the 7, and then times 12. So if we were to say that each character that we created at the beginning went up a year in age with every month, and then that would be the equivalent of being about 84 years old right now. And there'd be advantages to that, such as, just think of these advantages in real life. That at 84 years old, or I'm just going to say, let's just use the example 41, because I know me and I can talk about me. I don't know what it's like to be 84, but I can just imagine. Now, 20 years ago, I was young, dumb, and I did all kinds of really dumb things, and I'm a lot wiser now. I still do a lot of dumb things. Don't get me wrong, but I'm a lot wiser now, and so my dumb things I do are on a grander scale. But so I've learned how to do a lot of things. I've learned how to, do business negotiations. I've learned how to, how economies work. I know how to better communicate with game developers. I have experience with computer systems, and I'm just talking about all these things that are real life skills for me. And now let's take it to, Guild Wars. So Guild Wars right now, the oldest people would be 1 year old and everything. But as we go up through, what if with each, month it added 1 to your age and you became more wise? And, or, maybe there's some way to where you can learn a skill and you become really good at it, because there are a lot of 20-year-olds that are very, very highly skilled. Or if you think about it, that there are a lot of teenagers. We just saw the Olympics, and in gymnastics and stuff like that, the teenagers, they're pretty young, and they're competing on these high levels. So, what do you think about, that really, if you really dedicated your character to something, that they really could reach a very, very high level of these things are like physical agility and everything, but as you age beyond that, you gain more wisdom, and as you gain more wisdom, that offsets things that require physical quickness and ability. And so it's just a really interesting idea that Chris had about aging instead of leveling, or put it with it. And it's in Ultima Online. There was there was different statuses that indicated your account age, and so you got these different yearly rewards. And I remember when we got some of the first rewards, it was like after the first year, and I really didn't think very much of it. But after about year 5, when I was getting a 5-year reward, I thought, wow, this is a really nice gift and everything. And I was being recognized for how many years I had paid to play the game, or how many years I had been involved in the community. But they based it really off of how many consecutive months your character had been paid for, or your account had been paid for. And so that was really interesting. And I remember, golly, I had one account that was 11 years old when it got banned. And that's a whole nother story. Maybe I should have had that video playing up there, and then you could click on that one. And maybe that's what I'll do in the future. So I'm testing out this type of video recording, and you can see I've got the other stuff going on up there. It's kind of like a weather forecast. Maybe I could even have an outside cam, whatever. I'm getting ready to move to a new home in Tampa, Florida, and I'm going to have a nice studio there. I'll have fiber in the house and everything, and so everything's going to be pretty quick. So I'm working on testing some things where I'll be using multiple cameras and everything, and be able to do them right on the fly like this, except this camera right here is just a webcam. That's why it doesn't look as good as my other camera. My other camera right here, this is it right here, and as you can see, it's a much nicer camera than just some webcam. And I will be in the new home. I'll be actually having that be able to be set up in front of where I record, and be able to use that with stuff like this, XSplit and everything, this is also the same tool I use for gameplay. So anyway, getting back to this whole idea of aging in the game, I think it's a really neat idea, and I'm not sure how to do it, but except for the fact that I think that if you had a wisdom bonus that could be applied to any character, and that wisdom was only available with age, and so and maybe even the looks of the character. I mean, I know I look a lot older than 41, especially with all this gray hair and everything. It's just I just went gray early, and but your character in game could start looking more mature as well, and really gain that respect from others when you walk into a room and this character, you can tell, is very, very old, but not to frack with them, because they will kick your ass all over the place, because maybe they still have all those abilities for those moves for fighting and everything, but now they have that wisdom bonus that is really just going to wipe you all over the floor if you try and take them on. So anyway, what an awesome suggestion, Chris. Thank you for that comment, and those of you who are watching, Chris had sent in this through our Facebook fan page, so we do read the messages there. There's a link in the description to our Facebook fan page, but you can also send me ideas in YouTube as a private message. And I do get I got to tell you, I get overwhelmed by how many messages come in, and so it takes sometimes a long time to catch up. But I try. So anyway, take care, everybody. I'm Markee Dragon. See y'all later.